Hey YouTube, good morning. Well, it's day 2 on FSDBeta 10.69.3.3. I did my Memorial Park first impressions drive yesterday. The rain has stopped and blue skies, so the drone's in the air. Let's do some unprotected left turns today and see what we get. So we got our typical turn in here. I've got all the cameras running. Let's see how we do. It's about 8:30. Should have a little bit of a rush hour here on a Friday morning. Not exactly sure yet. There's our creep limit and our median projection. It's all the same there. Okay, it needs to stop here. Okay, there's a weird little gap here that it should wait. And it did. Okay, this is fine. This is good. So I'm really not expecting a whole lot of difference between this version. Okay, I think it's going to go after this little car, at least go to the median. But, ooh, that car is moving fast and it didn't budge. That car is definitely speeding there. There's a nice gap there. Go for it. Give me the commit. Give me the commit. All the way. It should make it. Nice. So I've got my sun in my face here a little bit, and I know the drone's probably looking into the sun a little bit too, but that's also the camera angles kind of that we have to deal with. I know when I'm coming out of my turn, the sun's not right in my eyes because I'm protected, but these sun angles on a bright sunny day are definitely something to deal with. Okay, let's try a few more. All right. So one of the things I did want to point out, so we're on the .40 branch now. We are 2022.40.4.10. So we're not quite caught up to the holiday release on this version. Not exactly sure. Okay, we're creeping forward. Okay, we need to stop. What the release schedule is going to be. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 cars, and it should go. And it's probably this is going to be a gimme. It's going to go all the way through. This is a nice, easy one. The traffic is starting to move onto the right, but we have a nice gap, and it should just go for it. When these gaps are nice, the car is doing really, really good. The only time I'm really uncomfortable with unprotected left turns right now is when there's a small gap that it goes for without the appropriate commit speed. It sort of second guesses itself a little bit. I truly feel it's picking the gaps better, but its limited distance and range of visibility sometimes gives it a little bit of a false hope without a strong commitment. I might have actually missed rush hour by about 20 or 30 minutes just looking at the traffic today. There's our stop. I do have a car behind me at the moment that is also turning left, and he is on my tail. All right, and there's a nice gap here, so it should just go for it. Go. Okay. Oh, it waited. That's fine. I would have gone for that gap. There was plenty of room, but it didn't go for that one. It waited. That's fine. Okay, here's another gap, a much larger one. So it should go, and it should go all the way through. There's no median issues at all. Traffic from the right's clear. All the way through. Nicely. So I think that's 3 for 3. They were good decisions each time. The traffic I'm going to call light to medium so far. We'll see if we get some more dense traffic here in the next few. All right, here we go again. Here's the creep forward. Stop line looks like it's in a good spot. Okay, needs to wait. Okay, all right, now there's a nice gap. Boy, it's getting some gimmies today. Is it gonna go? Oh, it should have committed much sooner there. Interesting. Now, I was waiting on that guy in the far lane. So that was one of those scenarios where, it has the lane right adjacent to it where it could have just rolled it. But because there was a car 2 lanes over, it was still kind of waiting. In the middle lane, I understand you probably should wait because they might change lanes into you. In the far lane, they would have to change over 2 lanes before you needed to yield to them. So I think it could have probably rolled that one instead of waiting, but it was interesting to see that it's still doing that. All right, here we go. There's the stop, there's the creep limit, the median. Wide open from the left, and it's closed from the right. So we might get a stop in the median here. Let's see what happens. I got my repeater camera. Oh, actually, that's just the rear camera there for you. And it waited on that truck in the middle lane, and then it's proceeding. Yeah, so these are actually pretty easy ones today, which is nice to see that it can do consistent behavior when the gaps are nice and large and the visibility is good. So got to give it credit. It's doing them in the light to medium traffic. I'm leaning towards light on the last few because the gaps have been very, very large. It hasn't had to use any aggressive accelerations to get into the median. Interesting. I just saw that lane network projected out there to the right. That was interesting. Hadn't seen that before. All right, creep limit all the way out to the front. Oh, it's got, okay, interesting. It waited on that truck pretty far out there. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good distance on that truck. Nice big gap here. Looks like we're gonna have to wait a little bit in the median for an immediate truck right here. That's good. It waited. Now we got some more cars coming. It needs to wait. Now the left lane is open, but the other lanes are not, but it's choosing not to go. That's interesting. There's the repeater. Sorry, I didn't have that up. Now the left lane is open again, but it's waiting. So it's seeing pretty good with that repeater camera on these gaps. Now here the left lane is open and the far right lane has one truck, and it looks like it's waiting on that far right lane. So there's that one truck, and then he goes by, and then we wait. So it's waiting on all lanes to be clear still on this version to jump out into traffic, at least in that scenario. So that was the first one of those where we actually had to wait in the median a while and could see how it was behaving and about how far it could see. Back through that rear view camera at the license plate and the right repeater camera, which have the best visibility at that pose in the median. Good example there. All right. Oh boy, it ran that stop sign and went all the way out to the creep limit. It felt like that time. That was interesting. I did initiate it pretty close. Now I am really close to that back line there. I'm in the blue line here with respect to where it wants to be in the median. I think I'm clear. Maybe the drone view has a better perspective, but the left lane and the middle lane are now open. And it jumped in as there was a truck approaching in the middle lane back there, but it was wide open. So that was another good choice to jump in. It felt like I was in the median where it had mapped it, but I would have scooted up a little bit further. So that's just my perception, but I don't think it was an unsafe position at all. All right, here we go. We do have a car out in the median that I have to yield to, and I need to creep, so I do have a little bit more traffic, and I do have a truck behind me this time, so I got a lot going on here. So I have to yield for sure, and it does have that car labeled blue. There's a gap that car should go, no problem. And we waited, so that was a good one. So it knew it had to yield, and we have dense traffic from the left, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And the median continues to be mapped out there. Notice how the median, the blue network flashes a little bit as these cars go by. I don't know if that indicates the amount of persistence it has, if it's doing it in real time. You would think once it mapped the median, it would kind of just let it hold, but it definitely flickers a little bit there. Okay, lots of traffic coming from the left. So now we got the stoplight to the right that might create one of these gaps where humans let the driver that wants to cross, and the car is gonna have to perceive that traffic waiting. Right now, everybody's kind of squishing up, and it looks like the light turned green to the right, so now the cars are not stopping. Yeah, this is a nice dynamic situation. And it's just waiting. It's not even creeping like it used to a little bit. It's just confidently waiting here for its chance. All right, now the traffic is starting to light up. We got a couple big trucks here that are being mapped appropriately. And after this little slug of cars is its chance, and it should go all the way across because I think the traffic's clear to the left and to the right now. Go. Okay, there's the commit. It needs to go. A little bit of a right, a little bit of a left. No need to wait, but it's waiting. Interesting. Why is it waiting here? There's nothing coming. That was an unnecessary wait. I wonder if it had anything to do with that truck that was behind me. Interesting to see there. Well, listen, that was about the most complex one we had today, with the weight and the traffic and the gaps and everything, and it did a good job. So I have no complaints on this version with the unprotected lefts in light to medium traffic. That last one was a little bit more of medium, but the gaps were nice and solid. The decisions were good. A couple of times I did feel like the creep to the commit was a little bit light, but listen, it got them. So we're just going to let the software speak for itself. It did a good job. Let me know below in the comments what you think about today's performance. We're all waiting on version 11. Not sure when it's going to come, before the holiday or not. Elon did tweet again yesterday. It's coming next week. So that would be the holiday week here. So who knows? We'll see when we get it. Have a great day, everybody.